Jordan Brand.
Congrats to him. That's great.
And how about heady play by Luka, waiting on this shoe deal? If he signs one earlier, the amount of money versus now that he's a legit MVP candidate just a year and a half into his career. Man, I taught my adult Slovenian son so well.
Look at how you're going to have to pick between him and Giannis going forward.
Or
well,
maybe
we're not there yet.
All right, but you know.
Oh, look! That's me! Oh, yeah! Oh, I didn't know this was coming. Look at that! All our great moments.
Album.
Yes! Man,
notice there's
they have this type of beautiful neighborhoods in Slovenia.
Notice there's none of you teaching him how to play basketball.
No. We hired
you can't take credit for that.
I don't take credit for that. And he gets his hype from his mother.
We should tell the folks at home we are a very short staff this holiday week, and someone spent a lot of time working on
they should have.
Well, family album.
All they had to do was I just emailed them the pictures. It's not that hard of work that they had to do. I mean, just look at that. Me and my son.
Really cute.
Oh, this warms the cockles of my heart. Exactly right, Jenna Wolf. Oh, I'm so happy he's back. I was worried when he sprained his ankle, but we taught him toughness growing up. Got back a little earlier than people would.
And he's got a shoe deal to boot. Very nicely done.
I always wanted to be a Jordan athlete. Michael Jordan said, you sign with Nike, you can't come over to Jordan. But if you're out there listening, I would like to be a Jordan
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh,
yeah,
now
it
you're
is.
free.
Yeah, I'm a free agent now, so hey, sign me up.
Oh, Jordan Brand.
Send me over.
Give B money, some money in his pocket, or at least some sneakers.
I'll take the sneaks.
I'll
take the
that'll be
sneaks.
fine, right?
Back to the NFL now. One of the biggest busts this season is the Cleveland Browns. They were the trendy preseason pick to make a deep playoff run, and yet they currently sit out of the playoffs at 6-9. One of the reasons why, their quarterback, Baker, had some of the best stats ever for a rookie last season, then followed it up with some of the worst stats for any quarterback this season. But he says he's keeping it in perspective.
I never thought it was going to be easy, but it's definitely a very big process. That's the beauty of it, to, down the road, looking back on it through the struggles and everything that we've endured. And it's going to continue to have bumps in the road, but I think that's going to be the beauty of it, of me wishing that I was going to be here and having that come true, and just seeing where it's going to go from here on out.
Nick knows I do not have a soft spot in my heart for this storyline. But I wonder, Nick, if you think that Baker Mayfield is still the quarterback to turn this Browns franchise around after what you've seen him both on and off the field this past season.
Yeah, so I'm not going to sell my Baker Mayfield stock yet. I think he accomplished enough through college and his first year in the NFL to where I'm not saying give him a pass, but you can't undo all of that with one awful season, and that's what this has been. But a couple points here. One is I don't believe Baker. I do think he thought it was going to be easy. Certainly after how easy it appeared to be his rookie season. Comes into the lineup, they have all this coaching, upheaval, and he still sets the rookie touchdown passing record. And then they go and add Kareem Hunt. They add Odell Beckham. He's a year older. And when has Baker ever failed? When has it ever not been easy-ish for him? He walks on at Texas Tech, wins the job, leaves there, walks on at Oklahoma, sets the single-season passing efficiency record. The next year resets his own record, wins the Heisman, #1 pick, breaks NFL records. So if things have always been, because of your talent, work ethic, and hard work, to his credit, it's not like it was given to him. He earned it. Come easy. I don't think he all of a sudden said, year 2 in the NFL, though, that's when it's going to be different, because year 1 wasn't different. So I don't believe him there. But I also think the more important point is this. I think Baker Mayfield is the right quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He is not at all the right face of the franchise yet, or the right emotional leader yet. He may never be. I think he can mature into it, but right now, this moment, he certainly is not that. And what Cleveland needs more than anything is someone else to take on that responsibility, someone else to be the voice and face of the team, while Baker focuses on getting back to what made him Baker Mayfield, which wasn't any of the antics. It was all of the great play. The great play was enhanced for some by the fact that, wow, this guy has a little different attitude than a typical quarterback. But listen, he's a young, rich male in his early 20s. I was that once, except for the rich part, and I was a doofus. And so, like most people are, it's rare that you have poise and smarts and maturity when you're a male in your early 20s, especially if you've had success to where think, man, I really am something. He needs someone to help shepherd him along the way. That's what the Browns need to focus on this offseason.
The Browns do need to find that guy. Baker needs to find maturity. He needs to find someone that can help him get that maturity, but also be a better quarterback, meaning a better player. And I think that who knows what happens with Freddie Kitchens, but if they can find an offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, or even a head coach to give him that, then I think that they have the makings of a very good team. They have a very good running back in Nick Chubb. They have OBJ. They have Jarvis Landry, two very good receivers, one of the best tandems in the league. So as far as a team, they have the makings. Now they have to figure out what Baker Mayfield is going to be. 19 touchdowns on the season, 18 interceptions. If he cuts that number in half, that's a different type of quarterback. I remember back to when Donovan McNabb was a quarterback in Philadelphia, and I was still in college. But he always told me that Andy Reid, as a head coach, cultured him. He helped mold him to be the quarterback that he is, showed him how to be in the media, showed him how to read defenses, showed him how to deal with teammates. That's exactly what Baker needs. He needs an older guy, either a coach or someone in that locker room, to take him and sit him down and say, listen, this is how you be a professional in this league. If he gets that, he certainly has the talent to be a better player than he has been.
But then that's on John Dorsey. That's on John Dorsey for saying, you know what this quarterback needs, even though we know who he is and what his personality is? We need a player's coach to come in and be his guy, his friend, and that's what's going to make him successful.
No, that's a good point. They failed with that. All right, John Dorsey largely hired Freddie Kitchens because he got along with Baker Mayfield. And we've seen this in various sports where the assistant coach who's cool with the players as an assistant, once they become the head coach, it's a whole different story because now you've got to be the authoritarian and, you know, run things your way. So I think they are getting rid of Freddie Kitchens, and I think that's a good thing for Baker and the team. And I've said this about OBJ. I would not trade it unless it's a, you know, no-brainer blockbuster that you have to do. I would not look at trading OBJ until I got in a coach and a coaching staff that I knew could maximize the quarterback-receiver relationship. All right, and then if I have that type of coach and they can't get along or can't, you know, get on the same page, now I might move on. But I feel the same way about Baker. We can't, you know, write his story after 2 seasons, even if he had a good coach, because now we feel like the norm is for these guys to come in and their rookie year or their second year, like Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and be great. Everybody's not going to be that way. Even in this day and age, there's still going to be quarterbacks that learn, and their 4th year might be there when they turn it on. 5th year even. So I definitely wouldn't sell my stock in Baker Mayfield. I believe more in the supporting cast, like you said, the receivers, the running backs, but he certainly can be the quarterback that leads them to success.
But think about the young quarterbacks, because we are in this decade where a bunch of young quarterbacks have had immense success. But think about the ones who have had the most success, who they've been paired with. Russell Wilson, who is a generational, not only talent, but leader. He is a guy that, whether it was NC State, Wisconsin, or his first day with the Seattle Seahawks after they gave Matt Flynn that money, he had a presence about him. You talk to anyone, it's almost enchanting the way that people talk about Russell Wilson as far as his leadership. But he still had Pete Carroll alongside him to help. You mentioned Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes has had, he got to learn from Alex Smith for a year as far as how to really conduct yourself as the face of a franchise. Baker didn't get to learn from anybody, and he had Andy Reid alongside him. Jared Goff, what's the most interesting Jared Goff soundbite? None of them, because he's never asked to be the voice or face of that team. It is Sean McVay. We can go up and down the list of guys. Lamar Jackson right now, he has had John Harbaugh with him to help him learn. And the guys, the young quarterbacks, by the way, who maybe haven't been as successful either in the past or present, like, I worry a little bit about Sam Darnold, not because he's got the erratic personality of Baker, but he's now had a couple coaches, might have a 3rd coach soon. Like, does he have the guy to shepherd him along the way? Similar concerns I have for Daniel Jones. Like, Josh Allen, as he's been maturing, he's got Sean McDermott there, who I think is a really good coach. It is too much to ask not only a young NFL player to play the hardest position in sports at a high level, but to do it while also essentially being the face of a billion-dollar corporation. No one's ready for that in their early 20s. And so I think Baker, too much of that has been put on his plate, and he wanted it, by the way, and he went out and put more of a spotlight on himself.